Hey folks, Rich here, talking about firewood for the rocket mass heater, and entering my fourth season. We're midway through fourth season here, and what we're looking at is a big pile of slabwood that I get from the Amish, which is about 3 miles from here. And this year, well, it's been last February now. It's December now, so 10 months ago I got 24 bundles of these delivered, and that cost me $660, and I tipped the guy $20, so $680 for 24 bundles. And how many cords that is, I'm not quite sure. But what I do with it is I try to get it here under this lean-to, and I've done different things with it over the years, but I'm kind of just shifting to getting the full lengths in here. But for the past couple of years, what I've done is cut it in half and then stack it up like this. And I'll tell you why I cut it in half in a minute. But yeah, getting it under this lean-to and out of the weather is ideal. You see I'm a little bit behind, but I have other things going on, and let's go over to the house and I'll show you how I process this and get it ready for the rocket mass heater. So here outside my door is about 3 cords is what these 4 bays will hold. 3 cords of firewood, and I get that ready and have it good to go, midsummer, late fall. And I was really early this year. I was done in May, so that was nice. But this is roughly what I burn. I'm a woodworker, so I'm always throwing it in scraps and things like that. But this is approximately how much a rocket mass heater will consume in a season. I live in a modified pole barn, and it makes it real easy to process the firewood. And what I do is I load up my little pickup truck with the long slabs, previously the short slabs, but I prefer the long ones. And I'll put them here up to the gate or the barn door. And then I use my chop saw to cut them into 16-foot lengths. Make a pile of them, and today I'm processing kindling. So I got my chop block, and my chop block, you'll notice, is about the same height, maybe it's a little bit taller than the wheelbarrow, and as I chop it, it just falls right in, which is very nice. Then I get my kindling, and then bring it here in my living space, and I load up this top shelf here. So, and that holds about a cord total. So I'll load up that shelf, and I don't use the total amount. I use about 3/4, 2/3 ish amount of this kindling each year. And I'll start my days with it and restart fires. So if I'm in and out all day, I'll be grabbing a small handful of this and getting it into the mass heater here. And it does great. The mass heater burns really well, of course. I'm in my fourth season, and it has been everything that you could imagine a rocket mass heater to be. You'll see I sleep on it here. And then I've got some wood. These are the end cuts of those 8-foot lengths of slab wood. I get drops at the end, and these are the short pieces. These are still wet, so I'll park them here on the mass for a week or two, maybe less, depends. And they'll dry out really nicely, and then I'll burn them. For my regular non-kindling firewood, I load up this cart from outside as needed. And typically this cart is two-sided, you see. I can get about 2 weeks out of a load of that, which is pretty nice. And then I'll just load it up. That way I don't have to go outside every time I need a load of firewood. So some folks will tell you that you can go out into your yard and pick up twigs, and that's going to heat your home for the season. Here in Michigan, that is not feasible. I suppose it's possible to fart in the middle of a hurricane and actually smell it, but replicating that is not reality. Other folks have been saying things like, "Oh, you can burn junk mail, and that's gonna carry you through the season." I just don't see that. Again, maybe there's a slim chance for some unique circumstance where that is feasible, but to cook food, to load the mass full of heat each day, junk mail is not going to do it. I can't even think of a scenario where it would come close to that. If you have one, please show me, because I would love to see how burning small twigs and junk mail would charge a mass, heat the space, and do all the things that we want from a rocket mass heater. But I've, in my 4th season now, like I say, I found that it takes, anywhere from 4 to 5 cords of firewood to consistently heat the space. And I'm in 1,200 square feet here, and it handles it quite nicely, but it requires about that much firewood. So that pile of firewood that you saw out there, like I said, it cost me $680, and I sold off a few bundles to neighbors. But that being said, I think even still, I'm going to be able to heat my space here for about 3 years for that one delivery. And so I'm basically heating my space for roughly, $200, $240, let's call it $250 a year, heating in this way. So it's very affordable, it's very luxurious, it's very practical. I love it, and I would encourage you, if you're thinking about running a rack-up mass heater, to find some slab wood and give it a go.